Also, I started on the 14th chapter this morning.
Hell yeah. Hello,
Got
YouTube.
to about 400 words before
Hell
I
yeah.
ate lunch, and then hopped on Friday with the 13th.
Friday with the 13th. Yes. Let me pull it up over here. Oh God. I have been running around these last few days. I'm like, I don't know how anything's gonna get done. But you know what? For this moment, we are reading fan fiction. And God damn it, that's what we're doing.
If that's the case, we've got to avoid curved staircases one time. Hey,
Oh
I'm
my
going back to Alaska, but I don't have to go up the stairs. So Reef, don't carry out the curse again.
You know who's not going to Alaska? This girl. Because they never got back to me.
It's true. I did schedule my flight this morning to go back, and I get to go meet Danny. Like, let's go grab lunch.
That's really
like
fun.
A long layover. It's like it was like a 6 or 7 hour layover. I can't remember.
Yeah. That's really cute. That's really sweet. I should be there.
Stealing my girlfriend. Yeah.
Alaska stealing my
GM. Oh, I might fly out on this day, and then I was like, actually, it's like $200 cheaper to fly out the next day. So you get one more day with me. Congrats. You did.
Oh my God! Hi, Chris. I love Chris being both in the chat and over there.
Yeah, Chris is in the same room as me.
Hell yeah. That's
corporate baddie, and y'all are back there reading fanfic.
Yeah.
Like, do you want me to stay in the same room while you do work, or do you want me to go to another room? And she's like, stay in here. I'm like, okay.
Listen to Arty reading my fanfic. So funny.
She's like, I started on the next chapter. And she's like, oh.
There's a possibility of Crow going to visit Florida. I'm going to Florida next week, which is crazy. I keep forgetting because
me and Chris are gonna come bother Artie, interrupt family time.
Yeah, I texted my aunt being like, do we have plans? I want to hang out with friends. And she was like, not really. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do that. We just need to. And then I'm stealing Crow.
We have to steal everybody.
Hell yeah.
I think
What's up?
Also, update. Chris's cat likes me now. She likes me a lot.
That's good.
Without biting me, it's great.
That's a good thing.
She gets a bitey look in her eye, and it scares me.
Cats. I mean, cats are like that, aren't they? At least the cats I interact with. Like 1 second they're really cuddling up to you, and then the other second they get this look in their eye, and they like start clawing at you.
My child is a perfect little baby.
And I believe that.
Tortilla, the precious.
I would love to meet Tortilla. Yeah.
I can't have her in the car, unfortunately.
That's fair. That is fair. But in an imaginary, metaphorical world, I would love to meet Tortilla.
In theory, I do have a very nice pull-out couch.
No, yeah. We're stealing Dino on Sunday? Wait, is Dino coming to Florida soon as well?
Yes, Dino's coming on Sunday.
This Sunday?
Yes.
Damn, right before me?
Yeah.
It's okay. I had my moment with Dino, and I might have more moments with Dino, depending on if they come to New York again. But damn.
Rats.
2-hour drive for them, 3-hour drive for you. And I don't drive.
And I don't drive.
So I'm gonna depend on you guys. 3-hour drive. We can also meet in the middle. I don't know. We have to figure that out. This is not the space to be talking about with 16 other people.
Taking the train down to you, because where you said you'll be, there's literally a train station on that road. We can get on the train. The Bright Line. Yeah. I have to look at prices.
Wait, that's fine. That is fun. I'm also willing to take the train. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Well, if you want to come to Orlando, you can meet my dad.
Much to consider.
My love of trains will show through, obviously.
Well, yes.
Like, ooh, trains.
Also, hi, YouTube. YouTube is agreeing with my comment about cats. About changing attitude.
You did not know. I am going to be spending the summer in Alaska working on a train, which is the same thing I did last year when this all went down and we started doing the fanfic thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I was hopping on the lives in the early morning before my shift.
No, you were crazy. You would be on the lives when you were at your bartending shift. Thank you, Nat. Like you. It was.
I can't do that anymore.
You can't do that anymore?
No.
Damn. It's fine. It isn't a lie whether your trains aren't mentioned. Yeah. Okay, let's get this started. So chapter 13, keeping it together. Where Rumi finally has to face the text from Celine and actually talk to her girlfriends about her feelings. Oh no! And hint of lover girl Mira Avi. Yeah, I was like, no, because I was making that announcement video and I was like, wait, so we are talking about Celine, but Reef also said that the real bricks were coming later. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, so I've also kind of changed my mind. It's like I was gonna have the party be next chapter, but now I'm having other thoughts, and we're gonna have something different for next chapter.
Okay.
And the 2 chapters after that are gonna be real brick throwing fest.
Awesome. Here's the thing that I've noticed. I am the biggest hypocrite in the world because I low-key like brick throwing fests. I low-key like angst, y'all. It's like, I'm like, oh my god, I want fluff. And then I'm like, but I miss the angst.
This is like warm-up angst. Yeah,
I see.
Agreed.
Awesome.
Very true.
Awesome. Apologies for the long-ass wait. I've had a lot going on. You've had a lot going on. And yeah, the day the chapter came out was like the day after your birthday. And
I finished writing it on my birthday, but I still had to like read through it and like edit some stuff. So that's why it was posted the day after.
That's fair. No, I'm just, I don't know. I was just like happy and surprised at the fact that you posted this right after your birthday. I was like, saw it on my, like in my email, and I was like, oh my god, okay. Thank you, Remy. Hell yeah. Which I decided to lock the fuck in, obviously. Been chipping away at this little by little for what, 4 months? Just shy of 7,000 words, which is like 2,000 words longer than I thought I would get for this. Enjoy, my fishies. Hope you guys aren't emaciated by a lack of fish flakes. Wah.
It's been like MIA. It's been tragic.
Girl, real. Yeah, that's me on the Discord. I'm like, I am so MIA because so many things happening in life. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do next.
I'm trying to like pass classes, and I have to get ready for Alaska and time with girlfriend, obviously, very important.
Wait, so when are you going to Alaska?
Internship.
No, when are you? When?
Oh, I will be early May. My start date is May 7th, so I will be in Alaska on like the night of the 5th, I think.
Cool. Awesome sauce. Okay, let's get started. I'm guessing that's Rue. It's quiet, but Rumi looks up from her phone regardless, meeting Mira's eyes in the rearview mirror with gently furrowed brows. Her taller girlfriend simply tilted her head to point, a gesture meant to indicate, look, without actually speaking. And Rumi didn't quite understand why until she flicked her eyes to the right, and she nearly melted at the sight. Zoe was leaned up against the window, one leg awkwardly pulled up and tucked underneath her, and dead asleep. When she focused further, she heard small, sleepy noises peeping out under the girl's breath. And every few breaths, her hand also gently twitched against her own thigh. Turning back to Mira, she smiles softly. Cute. She adjusts herself in her seat and then returned her eyes to Mira, who was now refocused back onto the road. There was a moment that felt peaceful before her mind started running into itself. She hadn't told Mira about Celine's text. She hadn't meant to omit it, really, but she'd meant what she told Zoe. She wanted to focus on them. Her phone suddenly felt heavy in her hand, and she glanced down at it, feeling a spike of the same anxiety she'd felt that morning. That and a clawing of guilt in her chest. When she looked back up, nothing had changed, save for Mira now lowly humming some song she couldn't place, quieting just slightly every time Zoe made a small sound before returning back to normal level again. How far from home are we? Rumi finally whispered, moving her left hand gently onto Mira's shoulder. The other girl, I'm guessing they're returning from go-karts. The other girl paused her humming, and with an equally gentle whisper, she responded, only about 20 minutes. Why? Then she added, with a bit of a teasing note, have to pee or something? No, just wondering. She half lied. She let herself absent-mindedly run her hand over Mira's shoulder for a few seconds before retracting it and turning her attention back to Zoe. Thinking back to this morning, to her phone, to Celine, to their last conversation. She could hear her heartbeat in her ears, somehow still steady, not quite in panic, but in acceptance. She had two girls who loved her as support, no matter what Celine thought of them. And after the day they'd had, she felt ready to face it. Can we all cuddle together tonight? She finally muttered several minutes later. She could only imagine being safe between her girls. Mira had always indulged her, but she still liked asking. We can ask Zoe when we get home, and it would have to be on my bed since yours is probably a size too small. Mira hummed under her breath after speaking, and without a word, moved her arm onto the center console with her hand up. Rumi smiled and moved to intertwine their fingers and lean her cheek against the offered arm's bicep. Yeah, probably. Don't even know why you got a full-size mattress. The taller girl spoke after another moment. Because I don't squirm around in my sleep like you do, she shot back. Rude, Mira huffed. I speak only the truth, Rumi responded with a confident tone, teasing. A comfortable silence fell between the two, and Rumi didn't move from her spot on Mira's free arm until they returned back onto their street, where she pulled back and moved to gently run her hand up and down Zoe's arm. Zoe, we're home. And when she didn't move, wake up, sweetheart. She slid her hand further up to tuck a few stray hairs out of her face before landing it back on the small girl's shoulder. Zoe, baby? She nearly laughed when the girl groaned low under her breath and sat up, blinking sleepily and rubbing at the side of her face that had been awkwardly pressed up against the door, small marks from the way she was laying on it still present on her cheek. You fall asleep pretty easy there, don't you? Mira muttered, reaching over with a hesitant hand to cup the cheek not marked. Her thumb gently moved across the apple of said cheek, and Rumi couldn't help but relax at the utter softness in her girlfriend's eyes. Zoe, however, made another noise of protest. I earn a nap, said with what sounded like attitude, but the low, sleepy voice couldn't really muster up the tone it intended. Mira chuckled and simply continued rubbing softly at her cheek. How about falling asleep with your girlfriends in a big cuddle pile? Mira suggested. Is that worth waking up for a moment? Their smaller girlfriend blinked a few times before smiling. Saps. Wow, okay. Saps, you hear that, Rumi? Mira turned to just meet her eyes. Apparently, we are just big old saps. You are! You both are! Zoe argued with a giggle, reaching up to squeeze at Mira's hand and pull it away from her cheek. Don't even try to deny it. You guys like me an embarrassing amount, and I will always take advantage. She lifted her chin in a bit of a triumph. So yes, obviously I want to be in a big cuddle pile with the both of you. Rumi could only softly smile at the exchange, which ended just as quickly as it began, and she ended up following the two out of the car and into the house, where Zoe scrambled off to put on her cutest PJs. Rumi moved to slip on an oversized t-shirt and shorts on in her room before she moved into Mira's, where she was just throwing on something similar. She hesitated, but figured this would be the best moment to speak up. I got a text from Celine this morning, she managed. Rip off the band-aid, as they say, and saying it out loud made her feel a small sprinkle of relief. Mira froze in response and turned slowly while furrowing her brows. What? Mostly shocked and a bit worried, not angry or accusatory. Not that Rumi expected it to be, but it was always a nice reminder of Mira's genuine care. Despite that, though, Rumi stiffened with nerves at explaining and ended up rambling. I haven't read it yet, and I just wanted to enjoy the day with you and Zoe, so I just omitted it for the day. Obviously, I want to tell you, and I kind of don't have the courage to read it by myself, but after what happened last time, I didn't want it to be just. Wait. But after what happened last time, I didn't want it to be. Well, I didn't want it to just be Zoe, which I only say she got it out of me this morning, so I'm saying it now because Rue, breathe. Mira's voice came steady and soft. Hands now landed on Rumi's shoulders, and her thumbs began running soothingly back and forth. I know you wouldn't just keep something like that from me. She looked down, then back into the girl's eyes. And I can't blame you for not wanting to ruin another date. Her first instinct had her speaking before she really thought about it. The restaurant wasn't a date, she mindlessly argued, blinking when she realized what she said, then laughed, just barely audible under her breath. Not the point. Not the point, her girlfriend repeated, softly, stepping even closer. It was just then that Zoe bounced into the room, pausing and tilting her head at the serious look on their faces. Rumi let herself focus on the other girl. Her PJs were indeed adorable, light green with a turtle shell pattern covering the entire set. You guys okay? Rumi was about to speak, but Mira beat her to it. Rumi wants to be in the middle of the cuddle pile, she said simply, with that hint of an amused undertone, but her eyes didn't even pull away from Rumi. It somehow made her relax just a bit. Familiar teasing. Works for me, Zoe responded, moving forward without another word to grab at Rumi's elbow. As long as I get to lay on your chest. Of course, she managed to respond, now fighting the smile tugging at her lips as she found herself being situated on the bed, Zoe on her left and Mira on her right. Rumi sandwich. Rumi sandwich. Moments later, she was comfortable, smushed between her girlfriends on her back. Zoe tucked perfectly against her side, leg thrown over her waist, and head laid against her chest as she had requested. Mira was, of course, on her other side, cheek resting against the crown of her head, one arm snaked around her neck and playing with Zoe's hair, while the other was more lazily thrown across both of the other girls. She let herself breathe a few times, slow and deep, before wiggling her hand out from between her and Mira's bodies. her phone grasped within it. She doesn't miss the subtle comforting squeeze from Zoe's right arm as she does. For once, she wishes she could let the silence stretch forever. It's comforting and peaceful. But it matters. It matters to finally see what Celine has to say, to react, and to figure out how to deal with it. Leaving it without a response will do no one any good, especially if Celine decides that if Rumi will ignore a text, she should show up in person. She swallows thickly at the thought. So she breathes one more time and pulls it a tad bit closer to herself. I'm going to open it, she murmurs, her hand twitching with the threat of the action. In response, Zoe tucks a bit tighter into her neck with a barely audible sigh, tickling her with a soft breath. Mira squeezes them both gently a few times in succession. Neither of them say anything. They don't need to. They just need to be here. Her fingers only barely shake as she swipes her lock screen away and she presses into her messages. And toward the top, right below Mira's contact, since she had texted her this morning, right there, the beginning of the message could be seen. I expect you to not fight me on the... A few more slow breaths and a gentle lean into the side of Zoe's head, which gives her a soft hum as reassurance. Mira kisses her temple, then shifts slightly to presumably get her eyes on the screen. She clicks onto the message, finally, and the whole thing was there to read. Celine. I expect you to not fight me on this. Attending your own graduation party is a responsibility you cannot ignore. Whatever feelings you have about our recent communications, it is planned for June 13th. I expect you here by 4 p.m. With Mira capable of behaving, I will not offend you by refusing to extend an invitation to her. There will be many industry professionals present, so please dress accordingly. If there are any other specifics you wish to discuss, I am waiting. She pauses only briefly to fully comprehend before managing to speak. It's just about my grad party, said in a small voice. She stayed leaned against Zoe, finding comfort in the closeness. Nothing unusual or cruel, thankfully. Mira hummed flatly. Capable of behaving? That's basically a compliment from her. Rumi knows it is meant to lighten the mood. She appreciates it. Zoe shifts just a bit, and Rumi lets her to get comfy again. It's a Saturday, she responds, kicking into logistics. You'd have to move or switch some of your dance classes. No problem, Rue. Another soft kiss to her temple before Mira settled back where she had been before, her head laid on top of Rumi's. Another moment of silence, somewhere between safe and uncomfortable. Neutral, Rumi thinks, before her other girlfriend speaks. Are you gonna be okay going there? Zoe finally whispers, her hand twitching against Rumi's side with that tone to her voice Rumi had began to recognize as nerves. Worry, like the poor girl huddled against her was picturing that night at the hibachi restaurant all over again. Rumi's meltdown, abandonment. Her heart shrinks with the immediate guilt, and she leans in closer, cheek pressed against Zoe's temple as she tried to force out words to comfort her. She also feels Mira's arm shift gently up and down, running along Zoe's lower own efforts to do the same. Mm, I know all you've seen is me having meltdowns when she is involved, but weak. Contrary to the weakness she feels at the lie. Besides, all things considered, she pauses, a cooling thought returning to the forefront of her mind. This is probably the last time I have to see her. What do you mean? Zoe responded, shifting to sit up just slightly and meet Rumi's eyes. Rumi met the confused look with one of more certainty. When my mom passed away, obviously I was too young to just be receiving everything she owned. So Celine was designated my custodian, watching over and distributing my assets as she deems appropriate. She took a deep breath. And my mom was very education focused, like that, where people gain control of everything at or 21. It was designed in a way where I would claim it whenever I graduated from college, with a 4-year degree specifically. Zoe's shoulders relaxed just a tad. So, you control it all now? Well, there is a meeting with the lawyer to finalize it all. Mira answered. Loud ass car, sorry. Has to bring in all her documents from school. They've tracked her transcript, obviously, but she has to bring in her official degree and everything. And Celine can't prevent it from happening. But she did conveniently schedule that meeting for the day after the party. Rumi sighed, closing her eyes for a moment before blinking them back open. And while I have no obligation to maintain contact after everything's finalized, I'm inclined to keep the peace until then, even if it means standing around in a big, uncomfortably decorated house for a few hours. That, and then a lawyer's office. Then I'm done. Zoe was quiet for a moment, a type of quiet that made Rumi's heartbeat stutter. Zoe was thinking, lips pulled thin and eyes unfocused. Rumi didn't know what to make of that. It wasn't the one she made when thinking of a joke or concentrating on a project, or even when she seemed to be calculating her path somewhere. It was serious, and it made Rumi nervous as hell. How many hours have you spent being uncomfortable just to keep the peace? She finally muttered, not lifting her eyes back up quite yet. She heard her own breath catch, and she thought about it, really thought. To every event, birthdays, launch parties, holidays, hundreds, likely thousands of hours of her life serving Celine's wishes in the effort of peace, no matter how angry or sad or uncomfortable it made her. One particular memory surfaced, standing in a hallway, Celine's face stern, her own emotions dulled but bubbling up into her chest. Rumi? Mira's voice was calm and managed to pull her back to the present. She hadn't realized she tensed up so much that now her taller partner was running soothing hands along her arms instead of Zoe's back. But she can't even force herself to relax. Everything outside of her girl's company, her brain running through memories without her permission. It'll be okay, she forces out, and it's not convincing at all. She can tell it isn't by the look on Zoe's face and the way Mira's hands slow but don't stop in their movement. She doesn't try to lie, but it keeps coming out. It won't be pleasant. It never is. But it's almost over. I can handle it. You don't have to worry so much. Her voice is far away in her own ears, and somehow she forces her shoulders lower, though they aren't any less tense. Finally, Zoe settles back against her chest, saying nothing. Mira responds very much the same. Rumi doesn't sleep. It must have been at least 2 to 3 hours dragged out, staring at the ceiling, feeling both the girls huddled around her slowly stop moving, all except their breathing. Zoe's small noises come around an hour after, Mira mumbling nonsense as Rumi came to expect whenever they slept together. But none of it was comfort, and she hated it. Eventually, even her racing brain can't force her eyes to stay open, and she drifts into a restless sleep. Damn. Rumi, my pretty
Crumbs.
angel, my angel.
Thanks, crumbs. Zin's gonna catch me apparently.
Oh. He is my dad. Girl, please, we're gonna worry. I'll catch you.
Hey, no, don't worry. Chris has already kicked my ass
about it. You need the angst. You need the angst to appreciate the fluff, is what I will say. You're not free. Don't even.
Projecting.
Hi, Crow, and thank you, Crow. Oh.
Zen says thank you.
Yeah, I need to get some water, but I'll be back. I'll be so quick. So sorry.
Guys, if you don't have a little bit of the sad times, then how are we going to get to the really good times? It's for the plot.
Hi, I'm back. Were you gossiping behind my back in the 5 seconds I was gone?
I'm telling them it's for the plot.
Whenever I disappear...
If I ever say the words, it's for the plot, you should probably prepare yourself.
Every silver lining has to have a rain cloud inside. Screw your angsty plot. I won't fluffy times. Oh, Zen. It's giving if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love someone else vibes? I'm reading The Art of Spoiling Pretty Girls. Pretty girls with pretty girl reef. With pretty girls on the other end of the line. Oh! Wait, those comments side by side killed me, Samazin. Wait, which ones? Oh yeah. Yeah. Screw your exit. Oh, incredible. Mira isn't quite sure how she wakes up alone. I just went back to it. Mira isn't quite sure how she wakes up alone. She is facing the wall, clearly having flipped around in her sleep or after the girls had woken up. On instinct, without really even thinking much of it, she is rolling over and reaching for her cell phone on the side table, blinking sleepily as she checks her notifications. A few messages from work, but nothing urgent. An update on an online purchase. A text from Rumi she will definitely read after some coffee. And right at the bottom of her email notifications is a response to an email from a while ago. The intricately signed name at the bottom making her smile before she even reads it. At least there's this, she mutters, purely to herself, as she finally sits up and scoots to the edge of the bed. She first notices the stark silence of the house. No noise of Rumi in the kitchen, no conversation. Not even the TV in the living room was on and playing some random documentary Rumi had found. She's not surprised after the tenseness of last night and how Rumi usually reacts to everything in regards to Celine, meaning Rumi was either running off to pent-up anxiety, running off her pent-up anxiety, or doing the same with a motorcycle ride, which also meant Rumi wouldn't be ready to talk until she got back. A patience Mira had always allowed her. Speaking of motorcycles, I caught up with Rose's fic. So I'm like, yay, more motorbiker Rumi.
I'm actually working on selling my motorcycle, and then I was going to get a different one when I got back from Alaska.
Oh my god. Wait, where am I? Okay, a patient Mira had always allowed her. But Zoe, God, Zoe. She kept replaying the way she sounded, asking Rumi if she would be okay, replaying how she asked how many hours she had been pretending. Many, so many hours. Mira could, with enough time, probably scrounge back in her memories to tally up a rough estimate. Hundreds of events spanning from the time she'd known her, and probably before that. Definitely before that. So, with that as her focus, Mira forces herself to the kitchen, starts a pot of coffee, then scans around for Zoe. Not in the living room, which she'd guessed. So she takes the next natural guess and makes her way down the hallway, finding Zoe's door just slightly ajar. The light was on, so she let out a soft sigh of relief and pushed it open just a bit. Zoe is pretty much fully entranced in her laptop, headphones on, and eyes flashing side to side, taking in information Mira couldn't see from this angle. Mira hadn't really seen Zoe like this, a reminder that she hadn't spent near as much time with her new girlfriend as Rumi had, not in the same way as she had been reminded the day before. not in a way that felt like she didn't deserve it or it wasn't real. No, it was in a way that had her determined to change that. So while she knew she should move forward, greet her, and maybe try to gently broach the subject that had crept darkly into the space between them last night, she instead took a moment to watch Zoe work, presumably on something music related. And along with her instant intake of details, her eyes, the slight bob of her head, the twitch of her foot crossed under her other leg, she was also instantly filled with a sense of familiarity and affection. She looked like Rumi did. When Rumi was soul deep in her work, when inspiration struck uh, and she stuck it to her tablet or computer like a tick. The same twitchy, furrowed brows, the same subtle tilting of the head, and most of all, the upturn of the corner of her mouth when something seemed to click, followed by some typing, fingers dragging across the trackpad, setting some missing piece into the track or some lyric that fit to finally connect the bridge and the chorus. Mira smiled, her shoulders relaxing as she took it all in. It made sense to her. They were both so passionate and determined and bright, but Mira hadn't fully connected it until now. They were two pieces that fit so well together. Then again, they all fit together in their own ways. And while she might still feel a bit outside when it came to music, Zoe had made it clear she wasn't. And despite all her instincts, she believed her. But apparently, her standing blankly in the doorway wasn't able to go unnoticed, and Zoe pulled her head up suddenly with wide eyes before smiling. She reached up quickly, then to pull her headphones off. Morning, Mir. Hey, Mira managed, her voice still deep from not being used enough. I'm making coffee. Zoe tilts her head, her smile softening. Why'd you say it like that? 'Cause I'm offering to give you coffee. Mira mutters out, blinking like she couldn't believe she hadn't just said that in the first place. She huffs a breath of amusement out of her nose, shifting on her feet and looking down at the floor. You don't function well without caffeine, do you? Zoe responded, chuckling and closing her laptop, then reaching her arms up and behind her to set it on the bed. You're adorably, there's a word for it, but it has escaped me. Dumb? No, not dumb. How rude. I would never call you dumb. Zoe is standing now, the movement making Mira look up again. Her hands are on her hips, her eyebrows furrowed, but she maintains a playful smile. I was thinking more like slow, she explains, dropping her arms back to her sides and looking up at the ceiling. That expression of frustration, that over 20 seconds shifts into realization. Like, oh, sluggish! She's pointing at Mira, posture straightening in triumph. You're adorably sluggish right now. You'd never call me dumb? Like ever? She asks with playful disbelief. Nope, not even as a joke. To Rumi either. The inclusion of Rumi makes them both pause, a hesitant silence that Mira breaks as quickly as she's able. Let me fix us both up some coffee. There's so Mira. They're so cute. She doesn't need to turn and check if Zoe follows her because she can hear the shuffle of the smaller girl's feet. Oh my god, shut up! I'm fine.
Don't you know we're doing something?
So important! Oh my god. During my other stream, they were joking that like, oh my god, someone should create a roleplay account for Arty's Sirens. And I'm like, no, no, it's the Fruit Police.
They gotta lock them up.
She doesn't need to turn and check if Zoe follows her because she can hear the shuffle of the smaller girl's feet as she makes her way back to the kitchen. The coffee is still spilling out into the pot, but it shouldn't be but another minute or so. With practiced ease, she is pulling out mugs, spoons, and turns to grab the milk from the fridge when she pauses, thinking of something else. Are you hungry? What, like now? Yeah, have you eaten yet? Like breakfast? Oh, yeah, I had cereal this morning. Zoe leans her elbow on the counter next to the coffee machine. Which, I noticed the two types of milk in the fridge. I use the regular one. Who drinks almond milk? Celine has a dairy allergy, so growing up, Rumi just drank almond milk. She'd done it for so long, she doesn't like other kinds anymore. I think she's like addicted to the vanilla almond milk. Her sweet tooth has a chokehold on her. Zoe doesn't respond to that for a moment until Mira manages to fish her gallon out, emptier than yesterday, and turns around. She looks a bit zoned out again, and Mira opens her mouth to speak, but Zoe beats her to it. It's strange to be made up of people you know, like bits and pieces of your habits and personality and attitudes, she mutters. Then she's looking up, meeting Mira's eyes. How much of Rumi is made up of Celine, and how much is it hurting her? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Pew, 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 pew.
Sent me a DM. Dino sent me a DM about that. And it just sent me a picture of a little fish that had the text under it that said, "That's me."
That's me. Dino, yeah, Dino's. Yeah,
Dino
love
like,
Dino.
I'm gonna have the next chapter done by the time I see you on Sunday, and I was like, that is maybe I don't know. That's a little soon.
That's a little soon. That's a little soon. It can be a really like short chapter, but it is soon.
I might have a week ready, but I don't know about the full chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, you should let Dino have a sneak peek.
I'll let Dino have an extra sneak peek.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'll read that again. It's strange to be made up of people you know, like bits and pieces of your habits and personality and attitudes, she mutters. Then she's looking up, meeting Mira's eyes. How much of Rumi is made up of Celine? And how much is it hurting her? That's just so good. Mira can't think of a response to that.
Thank you. I wrote it myself.
Thank you. I wrote it myself. We're so back. We're so back.
Oh, didn't you miss me, Artie?
I miss you so much. Mira can't think of a response to that, not for several minutes. Long enough for the coffee machine to beep out that it's finished, and for her to take at least 4 long, slow breaths. With effort, she moves slowly to set the milk down, staring at it while she tries to organize her thoughts into a coherent sentence. I think it's hard in any position to truly know how much any one person has affected another. Mira manages to ramble, tilting her head with furrowed brows, knowing that wasn't quite right. Or to be able to judge someone else's situation from the frame of your own life. She forces herself to meet Zoe's eyes, which are as focused and intent on words as she'd ever seen Zoe be about anything. I have to admit that you will have a different experience of Celine's impact than I do. She mentioned it last night that you've only seen Rumi at her worst dealing with this, and I know it's bad, but I also think of how far I know Rumi has come. Mira shifts, mirroring Zoe with her elbow on the counter, looking down at her own hands. She can pull up dozens of memories, going all the way back to when they met, of Rumi changing, of her pulling herself away and out from under Celine, slowly, over the many years she'd been witness to it. When I met Rumi, we were so small, you know? Her voice lowers itself, and she can't hide the nervous play of her fingers across her knuckles. Back then, you don't think about mental health or strength or escaping abuse. You just think about who you're with and why and where you are. It's simple. She pushes on, hoping her words eventually lead to the point she has in her mind. You evolve into that, into knowing your situation for what it is, for finding who you are, for following your own path instead of what is set out for you. She looks up, almost shyly, through her lashes. Zoe's eyes are softer, but no less engaged. Zoe, the Rumi we have now is not the obedient, mindless, clueless little kid she was, but it's taken her years to figure herself out and to know her limits, both in dealing with Celine and her boundaries in not allowing her intervention in her life. She lets out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. She's strong, but everyone knows that every now and then you don't have the strength to find the current you're trying to swim against. Wait, she's strong, but everyone knows that every now and then you don't have the strength to find the current you're trying to swim against. Damn. Damn. Just like all these like sentences. Mm-hmm. 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 That's oh my god. I need to like Jesus save these.
Just every now and then something pops out of my brain and I'm like, how did I do that?
Damn, like damn. Zoe hums.
Like Chris said, she's so angry that I write so well.
Isn't that what she said when you wrote the Fridge Tricks one? And she was like, I'm so angry at how well this is written. Exactly. Yep. Iconic. Okay. Zoe hums, slow and gentle, acknowledging. I guess what I'm meaning to like get at is that for as many breakdowns and allowances and steady acceptance, I promise you, Rumi has also had her moments of standing firm, shutting down, and blocking Celine's influence from her life. She watches Zoe carefully, breathing out again and standing straight. But I get it. It's scary watching her buckle. I've just learned I have to be here to support her best as I can. And she does the same for you, Zoe says, gentle but almost insistent, like she already knows it's the truth but needs to hear Mira confirm it anyway. Mira smiles, eyes drooping but relieved. Yes, always. Zoe smiles, short but meaningful, before looking at the counter. And without hesitation, Mira adds, we would both do the same for you. I hope you know that. She pauses before reaching out and just barely brushing the tip of Zoe's fingers on the counter. I think I think we are all stronger together. Like harmony. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Zoe cracks another smile, lasting longer as she turns back. A three-part? I can't. I can't.
Can't what?
The soulmatisms. The soulmatisms. All our songs are three-part harmonies. They're three-part harmony. Oh, I miss learning to love so bad. I miss learning to love so bad.
Is it foreshadowing or is it just Reese being goofy? Who knows? I'm kidding. I just like to fuck with you guys.
This is what it sounds like. Mira nods, scooting just a bit closer, feeling like being physically closer will drive home the truth. One where we just understand that we have to take turns being the melody. Damn, okay! Zoe's eyes sparkle, crinkling at the edges. You know music terms. It's said as a statement, but with just enough disbelief that Mira chuckles. It'd be crazy not to, living with such a music nerd. Watch it. You live with two music nerds, in case you forgot. Zoe says with that playful warning tone to her voice, raising a finger to jokingly waggle it at her. Mira can't help it, reaching out for the hand raised close to her face. Without a second thought, she is pulling it just that little bit further and kissing the back of it while her eyes remain steady. The smaller girl freezes, but she can tell it's out of shock rather than offense, and so Mira leans back down closer and plants another on her cheek. I wouldn't want it any other way. You're so cute.
Squish them.
Squish them. I'm squishing all of them. Reeve, publish a book.
If I were to publish a book, it would be years from now. There's a lot of stuff I have to get done.
Yeah, it's busy times. Understandable.
I have a lot of fan fictions planned. I need you guys.
Wait, are you planning fan fiction for other fandoms?
No, actually.
No. I was like, maybe Knights of Guinevere.
That would depend on how the next episodes go.
Yeah.
I don't really want to write fan fiction based off the first episode.
That's fair. That is very fair.
And the only other thing that I've kind of dived headfirst into is The Pit, if anybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
Which is fuck that show, but also goddamn, it's so good.
Why fuck that show? Is there tea with it?
The writing is so genius, but so mean.
Oh.
Me and Chris watch it together every Thursday.
Nice. Yeah, they're releasing the new season, right?
Your heart every week.
I see.
My beloved, you better be okay. Hashtag prayers for Emma.
Damn.
Bring my baby back.
Yeah, everyone's watching The Pit. I'm rewatching like the last season of Bridgerton right now. That's what I'm doing. My beautiful.
Like The Pit, it does deal with a lot of like different injuries, and it can be a little graphic.
Yeah.
So it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
But my God, is the writing really good?
No, yeah, I've heard great things about The Pit. Yeah, I'm just like. I have so much trouble getting into new shows is my issue. That's just a me thing. But I do want to watch it. Okay. Back at it. The guilt eating at Rumi's chest had stuck into her so badly that she decided I'll
fix it.
Refixing the typos in real time. You should get a beta reader. You should. People would love to beta for you. The guilt eating at Rumi's chest had stuck into her so badly. Oh, stop. Yeah. So badly that she decided a ride would clear her head. Leaving this morning, wiggling out of Mira's arms, where Zoe had already gotten up. She'd passed her eating something on her way to the garage, her own heartbeat feeling like getting pushed down a set of stairs as she mumbled about going out and being back later. Zoe hadn't said a word. And it's not like the ride was helping either. No, now she was just tired, unfocused, and guilt-ridden on top of it. There's no direction or destination or goal. Not really, just ride. The usual feeling of the engine, the wind, the traffic around her. It's meaningless. It doesn't distract her. It doesn't give her a rush. There is no hit of endorphins. Nothing. When she finally pulls into a random parking lot made up of a strip of small restaurants, a phone store, and a liquor shop, she tugs off her helmet, barely able to catch her breath, and feels sweat trickle down her temples. She feels disgusting, not just because of the sweat, but because of everything. She stays there for almost half an hour, helmet on her gas tank, cheek resting on her helmet, until she manages a choke of a whimper. She wants to go home. She wants it to make sense. She wants to not have to think about anything but her own life and hopes and goals, not about parties, not about expectations, and not about a set of disappointed eyes that haunt her vision when she can't fight it. But worse than whatever Celine could throw at her, she just pictures Zoe's face, unsure, worried, and full of non-belief in Rumi's totally bullshitted "I'm fine" monologue from the previous night. And she hadn't even talked about it this morning before jetting off. She can't focus on anything else, not until she finally hears the buzz of her phone against its mount on the handlebars. She twists herself back toward it, straightening up and shaking as she reaches for the screen. A short message from Mira, who she could only guess had just woken up. Mimi, hey, hope you're feeling better. We are waiting for you to get home. Ride safe. Heart. She expects another surge of guilt, of negative emotions flooding back into her system, but it's just a small dribble of relief. She hates that she even feels that, like somehow her own brain had expected them to be angry or sad or disappointed. Mira understood her so well. Of course, she'd known exactly how Rumi had reacted. And the "we are waiting," like Zoe wanted her home just as badly. What was she doing? She barely registers her own hands moving, tugging her helmet back on, tying the strap in record time, setting her GPS for home, and starting the bike back up. She pauses for just a moment when it rumbles to life, like everything being second nature was a surprise. It shouldn't be. She knows bikes, she knows herself, but it is. It just feels strange. She lets her she lets silence be her only comfort on the ride back, like listening to music or a podcast would disrupt something, like the nerves would return as the house came into view, or when she clicked to open the garage, or even when she pauses right before she can open the door leading inside, imagining what was on the other side. There's a feeling settling into her chest, somewhere between fear and shame. Leaving this morning without talking to them, not being honest the previous night, hell, not being honest even before then. Rumi had let Celine's hold on her stay so tight, and it was constantly messing with her, even when she didn't know it. Why it had taken Zoe saying something to finally have it click in her mind. It wasn't fair. Not to her, not to Zoe, and especially not to Mira, who Rumi could just picture now, quiet but worried. Years. She had spent years asking Mira to play along and let Celine control them to an extent, to let her desires be more important than theirs. Let her take up so much of their lives while pretending she wasn't. Too much of their lives. She made the physical effort to refocus, seeing the slight trembling of her own hand hovering over the doorknob. The lack of sound from the other side nearly made her anxiety worse, but in a moment of what she could only describe as sanity, she knew standing out in a hot garage and not approaching her girlfriends about this was unacceptable. The door opened slow, and while aware, it still took a moment to process reality. Both Mira and Zoe were sat on the couch, back to back, looking down at their laps. Mira shifted her neck sideways, as if stretching, before turning at the sound of Rumi finally closing the door behind her. Zoe, however, had headphones in and didn't repeat the same motion until Mira gently pushed back against her. On habit, the smaller girl reached up and pulled one side of her headphones off and turned. Her movements paused right as she made eye contact with Rumi. Hey, was that
Rumi.
that's Rumi. Hey, it barely came out, an embarrassingly squeaky whisper that made Rumi tense her shoulders and clear her throat. Neither of them even mentioned it. Hey, lover girl, Mira responded, smiling softly while maintaining eye contact. Right. Have fun weaving through traffic and knocking mirrors off of offending cars. The whole sentence kickstarted something in Rumi's brain, the part that recognized safety and playfulness and love. It was almost too much. Before she even knew it, she was breathing out heavy, huffing while trying to form some sort of reply, and every single word got stuck in her throat. Something equally playful. She knew what she wanted to say, had it right there clear in her mind, but her own high emotions kept them locked away. She wanted to say something like, obviously, I also popped wheelies in front of some cops and got into a high speed chase. But instead, in the midst of that frustration, she felt her eyes well up. The realization had her take a sharp, sudden, deep breath, and she stepped backwards, bumping back into the garage door and wincing as she did. It didn't hurt, not like the tears did, and no amount of blinking would stop it from spilling messily onto the top of her cheeks, threatening to run down and dribble off of her face. Sorry, this isn't close to home. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
So many people commented and were just like, how did you write this so realistically? And I was like, it's called projecting.
It's called projecting.
Projection.
It's, oh god. Oh god. I hate it. I hate it.
Same person for real.
Oh.
This part hurt. Yeah.
Because like the moment where you're like, I don't even know why I'm crying. It's just I have so many emotions welled up inside of me, and I'm like, someone says something nice and you just start crying. I am fine.
Like you have so much emotion going on that your brain refuses to like spit out words.
Yeah.
Like...
Anyway.
Oh no, it's realistic.
Oh no, it's realistic. Even with all this, she was still trying to speak, hands lifting up and making some vague gestures that she hoped would kickstart her mouth into producing sound. But it didn't. She looked down at the offending limbs, furrowing her brows and cursing at them in her head like that would do anything to help. Then, hands met hers, one on each side, followed by the warmth of two bodies leaning against her shoulders while fingers threaded through her own and had her choking again, shaking, fighting the wetness in her eyes and refusing to look up at their faces, like she'd find that same disappointed look she knew Celine would have when she'd get like this. And even knowing logically that wasn't true, it wouldn't ever be true, the thought still keeps her eyes down. So instead of trying to build courage to look up, she keeps her eyes on their gentle hands and eventually gathers the strength to gently squeeze them. Her left, where Zoe's small, warm hand held her, and then her right, where Mira's longer, cooler fingers rested. They both squeezed back, nearly in sync, and Rumi felt all the pressure in her shoulders release. I'm sorry, she managed, but no longer weak. Mira's hand twitched, then steadied as she spoke. For what, Rue? Just not being honest? For hiding? For not talking it out? Like last night, her brain was starting to run a mile a minute, as if she didn't get out her thoughts now. She felt like she might combust or some other amorphous bad thing would happen. Zoe's hand slid up her forearm, freezing her racing mind for just a moment. We were all pretty tired, and sometimes you aren't ready to talk everything out all at once. A short pause, and then, I'm sorry if I sent you into a bit of a panic. I was worried. I always worry about you, even if I know you're strong and capable and plenty smart to handle stuff. She could almost hear the gentle smile when Zoe said, just a bit quieter, and I think I'd be a bit of a hypocrite to be mad about hiding and not talking stuff out. At that, Rumi looked up, meeting the smaller girl's eyes. Her whole face was just as gentle as she had hoped, lips turning up into a wider smile. You were confused, Rumi found herself blurting out. You didn't know what to do, you just needed time. A small, amused huff sounded from her other side. Oh, look, she stumbled right into the point. Furrowing her brows, Rumi snapped her attention to her other partner, who appeared just as calm and patient. Mira tilted her head a smidge slowly and ran a comforting thumb over the back of Rumi's hand where she still held on. Love, I've seen your behavior over the years. The fear, the anxiety, the pressure. You've taken time to understand yourself and the situation and how to handle it. She bent down just a bit more. But you still forget to be patient with yourself sometimes. Like last night and this morning. It's not a bad thing. I think you need it. But you can't beat yourself up about it afterwards. Somehow, despite wanting to argue, the whole speech has Rumi pause. She can breathe. Her eyes stop hurting from the effort of tears. I never thought about it like that, she admits. Zoe hums. Not hard to tell. Her hand that landed on her bicep minutes ago now offers another gentle, reassuring squeeze. I think you deserve to take a minute to process. Besides, you are right to say I don't have a very wide scope about your relationship with Celine. Zoe leans to the side, catching Rumi's eyes and making her turn. But I also think I am reasonable in bringing up the question of your mental health at her expense. Rumi fumbles mentally for a moment before shifting on her feet, unintentionally pulling her arm away from Mira when she leans towards Zoe. Of course you are. I didn't mean to make you feel like you weren't. It was more like, she froze, tightening her shoulders again. It was more like I hadn't allowed myself to think too hard about it. And when you said it last night, it really clicked. For a moment, she just breathed, but turned again to Zoe. It was a much needed reality check. Mira leaned a bit into her side. Your brain is a bit stubborn sometimes. Yeah, Rumi responded, leaning back into her as well. A short, comfortable silence followed. All three girls leaned up against each other and backed up against the garage door. Rumi silently intertwined her fingers with theirs again, letting out a loud sigh and closing her eyes. I want to go with you guys to the party, Zoe finally spoke, quiet, but not weak or unsure. Rumi turned, opening her eyes again, but didn't get anything out before the other girl spoke again. I don't want to be on the sidelines, and it's supposed to be yours, your day. I want to be there with you, to celebrate and to support you. She keeps an even tone and has a look in her eyes that Rumi can't quite describe, but she knows is serious. There's the instinct to say no, the fear of how Celine would react or behave even if she allowed it. The desire to keep Zoe far away from the whole situation is very present. But there's also that part of her at the corner of her thoughts and in her chest that wants Zoe there, that doesn't want to keep hiding, doesn't want Celine's feelings to get in the way of her new relationship. And she decides, after processing that Zoe deserves the respect and consideration that she is constantly giving. I'd be glad to, well, I got there. I'd be glad to have you there, she manages, pausing, then adding, but I want to be careful, so just for my own peace of mind, please always be at me or Mira's side. Zoe snorts, squeezing Rumi's hand. Yeah, duh. Where else would I be? Mira lets out a breath. I was about to suggest the same thing, but I also want to add that Rumi? Yeah? She turns back, meeting Mira's eyes. If you're having a hard time with the people or the environment, or even Celine, you will tell us. Mira takes a small breath. Please promise me. Rumi can't help the small smile that pulls at her lips at the gentle, loving tone and the expectant look. I promise. Woo!
Yay.
Let me read the yay. Yeah, it is weird to say yay. Yay. Read the notes real quick. Woo! Next chapter is super Celine heavy. Woo! And we get fancy dress throuple at a party. What's up?
chapter, but I've kind of changed my mind, and the next chapter will still be kind of focused on the girls.
Okay. Are you just so excited? That being said, I know exactly how I want the next 2 or 3 chapters to go, but it's impossible to give an accurate estimate of when they will be done. So please give me all the patience you can muster. I appreciate it so much. Of course. Again, we are really getting into the Rumi Celine angst era, and while the next chapter might not be awful, the chapter after that will probably have some trigger warnings. Great.
There will be a couple chapters where...
Can't wait to cry on chapter 15. Likely thing.
It might be chapter 16 at this point. I don't know. Numbers. It's coming,
numbers.
It's a few.
Nah, yeah.
Yay, pain.
Yay, pain. Also, Reef, you're not on Twitter, so you don't know this, but I'm making like I'm making a PowerPoint about like the Polytrix fandom to present at my like friend's birthday party, which is tomorrow, so I have to like speed up. But I have like I have a content warning page at the very beginning of the slideshow, and it's like I put that on Twitter, and people were just like, yeah, those are just the general Rumi centric fic warnings. And I'm like, yeah. So we have like content warnings for self-harm, suicide, violence, parental abuse, child abuse, physical and emotional, and a general NSFW warning. Very fun. Very, very fun.
So fun.
Yeah. My little backpack fic.
Obviously, I add in the real tags, but I also add in funny tags just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
What is it on this one? They're so very gay and extra stupid, as it should be, just how I like them.
Yeah. No, they're still there, like figuring stuff out, and we got our little Zomira moment, and they're really cute. We do love a good Rumi blender. Yeah, the thing about the Polytrix fandom is that people love to blend those girls up, but especially Rumi.
Listen, Rumi's got the mommy issues.
Rumi's got all the issues. Rumi's got... We all watched the movie. Yeah, that was fun though. And yeah, I'm excited for the next chapter. I'm gonna check the comments real quick. You're back. I missed you so much. Oh, these are really cute. Oh, your comments are really cute.
I'm so happy that I posted, because it's been like 4 months, I think. 4 or 5 months.
I love seeing Ruined Magpie under every fic, in the comments of every single fic. What a fucking legend.
I also like responding to comments, so I respond to probably like 80 or 90% of the comments on my fics.
Yeah. That's really cute. Wah. Okay, I'm just being lazy right now. I'm just looking at stuff. Damn. Hell yeah. Okay. So that was The Art of Spoiling Pretty Girls. And I'm happy to be back in this world. It is a fun little AU world.
Ruined Magpie's job is reading fanfiction.
Ruined Magpie's job is reading fanfic. It's kind of crazy.
It has to be.
It's crazy.
Or they read at speeds that nobody can go.
It's so funny. There was this time they tweeted out something along the lines of, "Oh, there's this like 10,000 word fic. Like, let me read this before going to bed. Oh, there's this other like 5,000 word chapter. Let me also read this. Oh, like before I sleep, let me also read this one." And like just reads a bunch of fics. Yeah, they're crazy and they're a legend.
Read pretty fast. I haven't been reading a lot of fanfic.
That's fair.
I think I'm like 7 or 8 chapters behind on Two's Company, and I never even got into
Candy Floss.
Give me that candy floss. And
which is, listen, Listen, I was talking to my friend about this. My friend who is not in the Polytrix fandom, but I was like, I feel like you would really like Polytrix Fix, because she was like, I like it when romance isn't the main thing in the source material, but when people put in romance afterwards, and I was like, you would love Polytrix Fix. And I recommended her to read Number One Girl, which is the side Rumira angst chapter of Give Me That Candy Floss. It's like the Rumira backstory of it. It's like 14K words, and it is a pretty good standalone, I would say. But yeah, I also haven't been reading that many fics, and I completely understand.
It's so hard for me because I have 2 multi-chapters going right now, and I have several one-shots in the wings, and I have so many ideas spilling out of my brain.
And you also are in school and working.
Yeah.
So
I do DoorDash.
You do DoorDash. You're a dasher. You should. it would be. I would be interested in seeing like your like DoorDash videos if you like, because there are some like dashers who like make content of like them of their like adventures door dashing. So I was like, it would be kind of fun to if like Reef made something like that.
Once delivered just a gallon of milk to somebody's house. The person has a toddler and was desperate.
They better be tipping you well.
Yeah, usually. And also just like being the broke bitch that I am, I just take every job. I've seen dashers that like they're like, I won't take a job if it's under this amount of money, and I'm like, that's just stupid. We're trying to make money out here.
Yeah. It's
I wish gas prices would stop going up so that so this wasn't like ugh.
Do you use your car or your motorcycle?
I've used both. I stopped using my bike for a while because I thought the registration was expiring, but it doesn't expire until next March. So
nice. Yeah. Well, the job market it's a struggle. I feel very lucky. I just got to quit my minimum wage job because I got another job. So I feel very lucky, but it's rough out there. Gas is over $5 here. And I'm also very lucky that I don't drive and I live in New York. But there are the New York prices to consider. That's my issue. My issue is paying rent. Yay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Any last things? I think I'm gonna end up reading these new Arty's author collection chapters. Since I'm already live, and it's always so much trouble going live in the first place. So while I'm here, I think I'll do that.
Live, but I might watch you read. I just have some other stuff.
Of course.
But I wanted to read this with you today.
Yeah. No, I love you. Man, I love you. I missed you.
I'm gonna bother the fuck out of you next weekend.
Please do. Please do.
I can't wait.
Yes. It's gonna be so crazy to go on a break. Hell yeah. Yay, I'm so excited.
Bye, Arty.
Bye. Bye.
Have fun.
Should I? Okay. Sky, okay, you're here. Do you think I should DM? Should I DM the Give Me That Animation chat? Or I'm starting now. I know that Sky is in the new chapter, right? Ooh. And I'm adding Claire. Oh, hi. Yes, you're here. Hell freaking yes. Let's go. Ending the stream on a note of fun, silly RPF. And chapter 7 is called Fluffy Handcuffs. I wonder what's gonna happen. This is so silly fic that I love. Okay. Hell yeah, chaos time. I still need to edit that like Honmun um that Honmun clip because I think it was so funny. 789. Yeah, let's go. The 3 chapters, baby. Chapter 7, Fluffy Handcuffs. Oh, Claire, would you like to join? It's okay if you don't. You can kind of like be here, or if you don't want to. I also would understand if you're with your family right now. Okay. Oh, not that. Oh god, I always forget how to invite people. Oh my god. Ah. Okay, I sent the invitation. Let's go. Selamlar. Hello. Hello. You mute yourself. You can just chill there. Okay, chapter 7, Fluffy Handcuffs. Sorry, it was my bro. You're all good. I'll just start. For a while, no one spoke. Only the buzz of the street lamps and the faint crackling of fire drifting from the buildings filled the air. Artie took a deep breath. Weirdly, she said, I'm not panicking right now. Toss looked at them. You choosing to say that here is exactly what's scaring me. Kirby spun midair. Poyo! Nyx crossed their arms in the shadow of the lamp. This is usually the calm before the storm. Thank you. That truly comforts me, Artie replied with pointed sarcasm. Then something on the ground caught Artie's eye. She bent down. Wait a second. Toss raised an eyebrow. What is it? Artie picked up a small plastic object. Transparent, cheap, colorful. A water gun. Artie stared at it blankly, then looked around, then back at the water gun. In hell? She said slowly. Why is there a water gun? Nick shrugged. Probably some form of irony? Toss stepped closer suspiciously. Does that thing work? Artie pulled the trigger. Psst! A little spray of water shot onto their hand. I love that the pronouns are capitalized. This is so funny. Bye, Aaron. Have a good one. A brief silence, and then Artie burst out laughing. Ha! This water is cold! Kirby clapped. Poyo! Toss instinctively stepped back. Wait. Artie turned to Toss, still laughing. What? Toss's ears lifted. Well, I mean, she hesitated. Maybe don't test whether I'm afraid of water. Artie's laughter slowed. Then that smile appeared, a dangerous one. If we don't test it, she said innocently, how will we be sure? Artie? Psh! Water splashed onto Toss's paws and side. Toss jumped. Ah! She froze for a second. Then, wait. Everyone froze. Toss looked at the ground, then at her paws. That's it? Artie narrowed their eyes and stepped closer. Meaning? Toss turned her face away. I mean, I wasn't scared. I just flinched a little. Artie smiled. Cute. Toss whipped around. What? Artie shrugged. Reflex. Cute reflex. Toss's face turned red. Stop that. Artie sauce is so back. I love this. This is so funny. Kirby shook her head side to side. Poyo. Toss and Artie locked eyes for a moment. A strange moment. Quiet. This is so that sorry, this is reminding me of like the last Two's Company stream where like Toss literally called my voice hot, and I was like, Artie sauce is so back, baby. It's almost as if we're back in the summer of 2025. I'm just joking. A strange moment. Quiet. Then Toss grumbled. Do that again and I'll bite you. Artie smirked. Worth it. Nyx cut in, completely expressionless. This scene is going to be tagged enemies to lovers online. Silence. Artie slowly turned to Nyx. What did you just say? Nyx continued without missing a beat. Artie sauce. Nice name. Marketable. Toss choked. What? Artie slowly aimed the water gun at Nyx. You asked for this? Wait! Psst. This time the water hit Nyx directly in the face, right between the eyes. Silence. A single drop slid down from their nose. Kirby held her breath. Po. Toss took a step back. Artie, let's run. The look. Nyx blinked slowly. Then, without wiping the water from their face, spoke. So you're getting me wet? Artie raised an eyebrow. Yes. Nyx tilted his head slightly. At least you could have bought me dinner first. This freaking fic. This is so. Oh my god. Give me a freaking second. Wait. Okay. 3 seconds of absolute silence. Artie's face twisted. Ugh. Toss covered her ears. I'm pretending I didn't hear that. Kirby began spinning dramatically. Poya! Nyx continued calmly. Though the water's cold, this relationship wouldn't have worked. There is no relationship, Artie said. Right then, tuck, 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 tuck. Fast, organized, military disciplined footsteps. They all turned toward the sound at the same time. Under the street lamp, small blue silhouettes appeared. Shells, glasses, synchronized steps. A Squirtle squad. Artie instinctively raised the water gun. Nyx shifted her gaze toward the squad. This is exactly the moment entrance music should start. They all stopped at once. The leader stepped forward. In their hand, pink, fluffy, fur-lined handcuffs. Everyone look at this. Everyone look at this. I don't know if I can turn around. Squirtle squad! Squirtle squad! Oh my god. Oh. Artie narrowed their eyes. No. The leader lowered their glasses slightly. The leader Squirtle smiled faintly. That familiar, slightly shy, but intentionally crafted smile. I don't know what Ash sounds like. Wait. I've heard Ash speak like once. Okay. Hello, Artie. Toss looked shocked. You know each other? Artie answered briefly. I think so? The Squirtle blushed slightly, as if seeing the people in front of them for the first time in a long while, carrying a subtle happiness, then spoke. I suppose I should introduce myself first. I'm Ash. Nyx stepped forward. Their eyes glinted faintly. Wait a second. Ash turned her head. Nyx narrowed his eyes and asked, Free cash? Quack? The street lamp buzzed. 2 members of the squad made a tiny ooh. Ash froze for a second, then slowly removed the glasses. Nyx simply shrugged and grinned. Ash's tail twitched slightly. They were trying to suppress a shy smile. Don't call me that. Nyx stepped closer. No. Artie cut in. Wait, where did that name even come from? Well, I did. Ash shifted her gaze from Artie to Nyx. I don't know. Nyx ignored Ash and answered instead. Long story. Ash's ear tips reddened, and she slightly lifted the handcuffs. I'm Captain Ash of the 707th Division. I'm here under Monarch Demon's orders. Unfortunately, I cannot disregard their directives in this world. Toss responded in panic. You're throwing us in jail? Ash tried to look serious. According to procedure, Nyx looked at the pink, fluffy handcuffs, then back at Ash. Soft. Ash answered instinctively. For comfort. Silence. Artie slowly turned their head. Comfort? Ash realized the mistake. I meant to prevent harm. Nix leaned slightly closer. So you have no intention of harming us? Ash took a step back. I am a professional. Dangerous word choice. What is happening? Claire was like, I am gonna take my IRL friends and put them in this fanfic. I'm gonna write a fanfic of my friends. Ash took Nana reference. Well, I wouldn't get that. I don't watch Nana. Like I should. I should watch Nana. I'm so bad. It's very bad. It's very bad that I have not seen it. Um someone in the Squirtle squad coughed in the background. Ash took a deep breath. Professional mode. Strained. Artie covered her face. This scene is slipping out of my control. Is it slipping out of yours or mine, Artie? Ash composed herself. Hands forward. Without breaking eye contact and without hesitation, Nyx extended both hands. Do you always bind people this fast? Ash's brain paused for a second. I'm arresting you. Nyx smiled faintly. Your word choice is slippery again. Toss, I am not hearing this. As Ash fastened the cuffs around Nyx's wrists, they whispered, if you don't resist, it'll be gentler. Artie's head slowly turned toward Ash. Seriously? Ash's face turned completely red. I mean, processing time. Nyx tilted her head slightly. Free cash. Ash's tail twitched involuntarily. Don't use that. Didn't like it? Ash looked away. Depends on the context. 3 seconds of deadly silence. Poyo? Artie dropped the water gun. I'm exercising my right to remain silent, Miss Officer. Ash took a deep breath. They're arresting you for being too gay right now. Ash took a deep breath. Let's go. Nyx leaned forward and whispered into Ash's ear. In front or behind? From somewhere in the background, someone screamed, oh my god! Artie immediately spun around toward the direction of the scream. Who screamed? Legend says it was the joyful scream of a woman who had devoted her life to Yuri. This is so silly. Ash briefly failed to suppress a smile. Next to me. Nyx tilted their head slightly. Is that an order or an invitation? Ash tried to frown. Procedure. I didn't know procedures spoke that softly. Artie cut in. Okay, pause the flirting. Let's clarify. Why are you arresting us? Ash's smile didn't disappear, but it became more controlled. As I said, Monarch Demon's orders. I don't know much about the situation. When Nyx stepped closer, the cuffs clinked softly. What do you want? Ash stopped. Actually stopped. What? What do you want from us? From me? Artie rolled their eyes. Nyx, please stop forcing the officer into a software update. I can't, Nyx said. Ash took a deep breath. What I want doesn't matter. I have to carry out orders. Doesn't matter, Nyx repeated with a smile. Or you don't want to say. Ash looked away. Shyness and discipline were at war. This isn't personal. Good. Nyx stepped a little closer. Because it's starting to feel personal for me. Ash's tail twitched again. Artie noticed that immediately. I saw that. Reflex. Sure. Toss, completely lost, it asked, can someone explain how this conversation ended up here? Nyx looked at Ash's glasses. You trying this hard to look serious is kind of funny. I need to be serious. Need to? Or is it habit? Ash stayed silent for a few seconds. The street lamp buzzed again, as if it were the dramatic coordinator of the scene. I'm currently on duty, Ash finally said. Nyx smiled faintly. And I'm cuffed, yet I'm still running the conversation. Artie shook her head. This power dynamic scares me. Ash straightened up. We're moving. Nyx didn't budge. On one condition. Ash's patience was walking a tightrope. You're not in a position to set conditions. Maybe not. Nyx leaned slightly forward. But I am in a position to be interesting. Ash's face flushed again. That tactic won't work. Which one? The look. How? Nyx repeated with the exact same expression. Artie covered their face with both hands. Oh, I am absolutely the third wheel. Toss covered her face too. I'm not even a wheel. Ash finally gave the chain a slight tug. If you don't resist, it'll be easier. Nyx answered immediately. I don't want to resist anyway. 3 seconds of silence. Artie peeked through their fingers. Word choice. Ash's brain short-circuited again. I mean, procedurally. Relax, Nyx grinned. I'm having fun. This isn't fun. Not for you? Ash looked at Nyx. Long, unintentionally long. I'm not losing control. Yet. Artie stepped in. Okay, last time I'm asking, are you actually taking us in? Ash adjusted her glasses back into place. That deliberate yet shy smile returned. Yes. Then added, but if you try to run, I won't chase. Toss brightened. So we can run? Ash shook her head. Nope. Nyx smiled. So you'll catch us anyway. Of course. Artie sighed. What got into the two of you today? Nyx leaned toward Ash. So, free cash? Ash's tail twitched again. I said don't use that. I'm getting used to it. Don't. Hard. Ash looked away, but loosened the chain slightly. Artie noticed and smiled faintly. This is more complicated than I thought. Ash corrected him. This is just my duty. Nyx replied quietly. Duties get complicated sometimes. Henry approved. Quack! This time, Ash didn't respond, but while walking, she kept the chain at a genuinely comfortable distance. This is so ridiculous.
Tell me why I just wrote a love story between Nyx and Ash.
It's so funny. Did Score read this? I would be interested to know what Score thought.
Score read it.
Oh. It's so funny. It's so silly.
You should read the chapter 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna read them all. How long is 9? I just have to. Oh, chapter 9 is called 36 questions, people. 36 questions of each other. Is anything we and why you and I cannot bear only for each other. Okay. Oh God, where did I go? Okay. Chapter 8, Prison. The iron door slammed shut with a loud clang. And I just hit my microphone. I'm so sorry, YouTube. Clang! Silence. Then Artie grabbed the bars, didn't shake them, just held on. So, she said, eyes completely empty. This actually happened. Toss curled up in the corner of the cell, tail wrapped tightly around herself. I still think this is a misunderstanding. Kirby stuck to the bars. Poyo. Artie slowly turned around, looked at the cell, the walls, the floor, the ceiling. I'm a good person, she said. Paused. I think. Right then, slap! A small, wet sound. Outside the cell, a whooper slid into view, stopping like it had gently glued themselves to the floor. She held a small notebook, but she wasn't really reading it, just vibing with it. Welcome, she said in an overly cheerful tone. I'm Sky, and today's menu includes existential crisis and a light seasoning of guilt. Wait, Sky's voice is like closer to my pitch, so I don't know what voice to like give her. I'm Sky, and today's menu includes existential crisis and a light seasoning of guilt. Artie narrowed their eyes. Are you serious? Sky tilted their head. I usually am. The system, however, is not. Toss slowly stepped closer. Why are we here? Sky opened the notebook, flipped through pages quickly, didn't actually look at them. You want me to read LMAO? If you want, do you have it open? Wait, actually, this will be fun. Do you want to come over? We're just having fun right now. Come over, Sky. Do you just want to read your lines? Or do you want to... Because I don't know how much you have. Hi.
Hi, Sky.
Hi.
Let me just pull up on my laptop. Hold up.
Okay. Natch, we are reading RPF. We are reading like Claire was like, I'm gonna write about Nyx and Ash and Sky and just like be silly with it. Thank you, Natch.
We're being silly with it.
We're being silly with it. Yeah.
Hold up. Oh my gosh. Why is AO3 not working for you now?
AO3 not working for you right now. Please.
Okay, hold up.
Okay. We are at I'm Sky, and today's menu includes existential crisis and a light season.
No, because I found that like 5 in the morning. I read it and I laughed my ass off.
This is incredible.
Okay, all right. There we go. Okay, I'm there.
Yeah, do you just want to read your lines?
Yeah, I'll read my lines.
Okay. If you want to take it from I'm Sky.
Alright. I'm Sky, and today's menu includes existential crisis and a light seasoning of guilt.
Artie narrowed their eyes. Are you serious? Sky tilted their head.
I usually am. The system, however, is not.
Toss slowly stepped closer. Why are we here? Sky opened the notebook, flipped through pages quickly, didn't actually look at them.
Let's see. Yep, here it is.
She placed a finger randomly on the page.
Group-based disturbance, threat to public order, and...
They paused, grinning.
Excessive charisma.
What? Sky shrugged.
Not my words.
She flipped another page.
Oh, but here's the fun part.
Cleared their throat.
Blender Nyx, wanted for suspected murder in 21 states and 6 countries.
Silence. Toss. What? Poyo? Quack? Artie froze. Who am I hanging out with? Sky nodded.
Great question. Answer, someone risky but entertaining.
Toss, panicking. Why are we in the same file as them? Sky closed the notebook.
Because technically, you fall under associated chaos elements.
Artie covered their face. I was just looking around.
That's how it starts.
A brief silence. Artie asked, seriously, what's the real reason? This time, Sky paused. For the first time, she dropped the joke for half a second.
Monarch demon.
The silence hit heavier this time. Toss. That again? Who even is that? Sky narrowed their eyes slightly, then slipped right back into that smooth, slippery humor.
You might know them.
Might know them? Sky nodded.
I mean, realistically, you do know them.
Poyo? Sky crouched in front of the bars, voice lowered, still smiling.
Look, hypothetically speaking, if you saw them...
A small pause.
You'd probably try to strangle them.
Silence. Sky shrugged.
Preventive measure.
Artie swallowed. So you locked us up in advance? Sky lit up.
Exactly.
Kirby clapped. Poyo! That's not a good thing. And then a voice echoed from downstairs. Oh, if only Nyx was here as well.
Oh my god, but they're at work. I know they are.
Damn, that makes sense. If this is VIP treatment, can I get slightly softer chains? Nix. Artie closed their eyes. Of course. Toss covered her ears. It's starting again. Ash's voice came from below, tense, trying to stay controlled. This is standard equipment. Your standards are surprisingly gentle. A brief silence. Sky tilted their head like they were listening closely.
Ooh.
They whispered.
There's chemistry downstairs.
Please don't phrase it like that. The sound of chains. Move! Is that a request or an order? An order. Not a very convincing one. Sky bit their lip, trying not to laugh. Failed. Toss snapped. I don't want to hear this anymore. Poyo? Artie leaned against the wall, stared blankly at the ceiling. I used to be normal. Sky instantly replied.
No, you weren't.
Fair! This is great. From below again. If you pull me like... Oh my god. If you pull me like that, I might fall. You won't. Want to test that? 3 seconds of silence. Sky wrote something in their notebook.
No, loss of control detected downstairs.
Stop taking notes! Sky smiled, closing the notebook.
I love my job.
Toss slowly laid down. I want out. Sky tilted their head.
You can try to escape.
Toss immediately jumped up. Really?
Yes.
Pause.
But we'll catch you again.
Toss collapsed back down. Why did I even ask? Poyo? Quack! Artie took a deep breath. All right, she said. New plan. Sky perked up.
A plan? I love plans.
Artie spoke with dead eyes. We do nothing. Minimalist.
Minimalist?
Is that you? I don't know.
I don't know.
From below, Nyx's voice again. You know, these cuffs actually suit you. They're not for me. Yet. Silence. Sky looked up.
Yep, definitely chemistry.
Artie leaned their head against the wall. Someone wake me up. But no one did, because unfortunately, this was the part where they were awake.
By the way, now that I think about it,
Sky said, turning to Artie with a smile.
by protocol, I need to ask you a few questions.
Artie sighed. What, like my life story? Sky shook their head lightly.
Just tell me how you ended up here.
Okay.
Oh, the next chapter. We wrote this, kind of. The entire server did, kind of.
Oh, wait, that's really cute. That's really, really cute.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Maybe give me that animation one.
Yeah. Chapter 9, 36 questions. This chapter was written specifically for Artie with love. You guys are so sweet. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, give me that animation. That's so cute. Scene 1, entrance. Henry and Kirby keep a light tempo. Quack, quack, boyo! Even my arrival into this world was nonsense. A truck-coon. And it felt like Sussy was laughing behind me. They said, a new beginning, but they didn't give me a script. No user manual either. Now I'm here. Iron doors, rhythms, climbing brick walls. Why did I even spawn in this universe? Scene 2.
Oh, I'm not singing.
You don't have to.
How would you describe yourself?
Tired.
Where did you get the water gun?
Is this an interrogation or a musical? Ash, where did you get the gun? On the ground. A sound echoes from the 6th floor down towards the guards. Nyx. Ooh, look who's here. That. What? Ooh, look. Is this supposed to be a song? Ooh. Look who's. Look who's here. That uniform suits you so well, darling. Coffee after your shift? Or romantic collapse under cell lighting? I don't know. Ash laughing.
I
So, so now we need to actually compose this now. So now that we took your duck, you're flirting with us? Nyx immediately bursting into tears. But Henry, give my son back! How am I supposed to live without him? Flirtatious tone. And please, can we co-parent him? Henry in rhythm. Quack! Scene 3. Question 3.
Why did you shoot Nyx?
His laugh was very cute. Nyx echoing. Question 4. Did you look into my eyes when you shot me, sweetheart? No, I was looking at Henry. Toss in the background, slowly unraveling. But water is wet. Wetness could be a metaphor. Maybe we're all water guns, Artie. Toss, are you okay? Pew.
Why did you shoot Toss?
For science. Also, she was laughing at me. Was I laughing?
So why did you shoot both of them? Did you want to get rid of them?
I thought it would be funny. Oh, Ash. Question 7. Was it funny? Until you showed up, cuffed me, and dragged me away, everything was funny and entertaining. Right, Nyx? Actually, this place is nice too, Artie. Look at this. Look at these beautiful guards. Question 8. You came here quietly just to flirt, didn't you? Maybe. But my son! I didn't think they'd take my son!
I'm so sorry. I could be your replacement duck, Nyx.
I want my son back, but also he needs a mother duck! Sky can be the replacement, and I can be mommy. Question 9. Are we here to flirt or to interrogate? All together. No flirting! Enough. Then continue the interrogation. Let me defend my innocence.
When did you arrive in Bronx City?
Today. Oh, Ash, then why do you want to read all the other ones?
You want me to read it?
Yeah, since I'm the one being interrogated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then why did you come to Bronx City? Sorry, Ash.
I was following a walking spin Bulbasaur, and it brought me here.
Alright, you want me to read for Nyx, or?
I can read for Nyx because I gave him a voice, yeah. Where's my son, Artie? Can you see him? No, I don't know where Henry is. You're lying! Ellipses. No, I can't see Henry. Question 13. Then why is your voice shaking? Because these bricks feel very heavy. Scene 4. Sky, as if nothing.
Are you escaping from here?
Escape? No, there are no direction signs here.
Then do you want to stay here?
Want is a big word. I'm just standing here. Standing is a choice too, sweetheart. Some people stand with their hearts. Nyx, this is a cell. But the echo is beautiful. Quack, quack.
What does Kirby mean to you?
A pink god that comes out while fishing. I don't want to return to this question.
Toss, what do you think?
I am a writer, but right now I am not being written. Short.
Understood.
Question 18. Does Henry still love me? Quack! Did you hear that? He loves me.
Don't let that go on record. Too late.
The questions are getting too stupid.
Do you think this scene is necessary?
No.
Then why are we still here?
Because the music isn't over yet. Quack!
What do you think will happen when the music ends?
Either we're free or there's applause. I'm afraid of both. If there's applause, do we do an encore?
Nyx, this is an interrogation.
An encore is also an interrogation.
Writing that down. How many questions do you think you got so far?
Enough to drive me insane.
Artie, do you think this story has a main character?
If it does, it's probably me. Scene 6. Toss staring blankly at a single point. Question 24. If this is a stage, where's the audience? A short pause. No one answers. Quack. Poyo.
That question isn't on the list.
Do you want to read for Ash too?
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
But it fit the scene perfectly.
Open this door. I can't take it anymore. Open the door, guard. Wait a second. That line reminds me of a very weird Turkish song. Oh my god, şey mi? Bambaşka biri mi? Hangi? Tamam, başka bir tane. Tamam, neyse. Okay. Anyways. You're good. Sorry, I was like...
Yeah, no, you're good.
Even if the door is closed, my heart is open.
When will my shift end?
Quack! Poyo!
What scene are we in right now?
Which one?
Is this an interrogation?
Question 27. Or a flirtatious performance. Toss, losing it. Question 28. Or are we just side characters? The music stops. Silence. Then Artie speaks alone. The speech turns into a song. No! This universe is literally a tourism brochure. Everything has been ridiculous since I opened my eyes. First, Truck-kun and Polytrix nix Ash Sky together. Question 29. Wait a second. Polytrix? That's you guys. Yes! Polytrix! That stupid crow told me they were gods. And then Mira said, we are not gods. I didn't understand anything. I'm confused. It's like the person who wrote this world didn't care much about details, just to mess with me. And also, Kirby, stop playing with the damn kitchen knife. Short silence. Toss, very serious. This is a very disrespectfully written universe.
Writing that down. Let's not add this to the report.
Scene 7.
Ash, we're about to come to the end. Ask her the questions. Question 30. Would you like to be famous, Artie? And what way?
Are you guys kidding me right now? I want to be a voice actor.
Question 31. What would constitute a perfect day for you?
Those were the days when I would read Polytrix fanfiction online on days when I didn't have work or to go to work or had to go to work, though I already miss those days.
Question 32. When did you last sing to yourself? To someone else?
Right now, and for you all, we love the way you sing. Quack!
Question 33. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
This is a funny question now. I won't answer that. I'm sorry.
Question 34. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be?
Time travel, so I can warn myself about the strange world that I'm in.
Question 35. What is your most terrible memory?
I fell into hell. I think that's me. I think I fell into hell. Yeah. Next, question 36. What does friendship mean to you? It means a lot to me. I deeply care about my friends, and I know they care about me too. And although the situation we are in is strange, I love you all. That was Ash, you motherfucker, you sneaky motherfucker. That was the real answer that I gave. I love you all. We love you too.
God. We love you too.
Music ends. I really don't want to jinx this situation, but are we going to look at each other for 4 minutes? I would really like to join you all, but I don't think I can look at you from here. And fuck the police! Oh, wait, they're kind of, ACAB, but I can fix them.
Oh, I remember this. Fuck the police. Yeah. Fuck the police.
Ash twirls hair. Quack! Kirby speaks in a voice that cannot be heard. Fuck. This is ridiculous. Incredible. Pure crack. Pure crack. Oh my god. Sorry, I think someone. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Sky, for reading with me. That was
Yeah,
fun.
of course.
That was really fun. You know, ACAP, but I can fix.
No, I did a voice memo of that, and it was so funny.
This is so ridiculous. Now we have to compose this. Would this be like this is so crazy. This is so crazy. Yeah. Thank you, Claire. Anything you would like to say? Nope. Bye.
I really enjoyed while you were reading this.
What?
I really enjoyed while you were reading this.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah, this was a fun one. Yeah. I love that you bring up Polytrix back again, because I'm like, we started with Polytrix and where are we right now? Where are we?
By the way, do you have a guess who as Monarch Demon?
Do you have a what?
No. Do you have a guess who is
The Monarch Demon. Is it Jaime? Is it Jaime? I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. The person keeping us in hell for all eternity? Of course it is Jaime.
I'm not gonna give you the spoiler.
You gave the answer. Thank you so much. The silence speaks volumes.
Maybe Jamie's name in this fic is Jamie Morningstar.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
Crucifer.
Here next time.
Yeah. I mean, we would have to arrange that. I was just like,
yeah.
I like scheduled this stream with Reef, but then I was like, wait, I can also read Arty's author collection because I haven't read the new chapters. So new chapter, and then you added 2 more chapters.
Yeah,
but it was really fun. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah, this was fun. This was fun. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go now and check on my cheesecake and then finish my present. Wait, I can give you like a sneak peek into the presentation of what I have.
You have to show the presentation.
Okay, first of all, I have to show you the title page. This is the title page. It's just a little silly.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wait, I can just take this.
You have to do a presentation night in one of the servers.
The thing is, and that is Claire's. The thing is, this is gonna have to be a very short one. I'll have to move through this very quickly. I love the give me that candy floss slide. Give me that,
Yeah,
give me
so
that candy
good
floss.
when you did it.
I added to it. Wait. Whee! It's so cute. I love it. But yeah, I still have a lot to add to this. Like look at all the like empty.
Ooh.
I have the smut section done.
Smut section? Of course you do.
Listen, it was an easy one. And I'm only like focusing on like the mainline fix mostly, and like some fandom stuff. That's why I have a bio slide. Because I just thought it was too funny to not include.
Yeah, no.
I had to blur like so many NSFW drawings because I want to talk about hashtag bio.
That's an oomph right there, guys.
That's oomph. That's oomph. Oh, but yeah. It's gonna be fun. I just hope I can get through all of this in 20 minutes. That's my main hope. I have to do the yeah. That is.
Then you have to show in this server.
Sorry. I'm talking about Two's company in this section, and then Mira gets fucking stabbed. Mira gets stabbed. Because I'm talking about, oh, it was all fun and games, and then Mira gets stabbed.
We finally got happiness.
I'm feeling cold,
I feel cold, Zoe. I'm gonna talk about I feel cold, Zoe, and I'm gonna talk about oranges. I'm gonna talk about the trigger phrases, definitely. Like, they find her in the dirt by the tree. Like, is it raining outside? I'm gonna talk about those. Yeah. Pilk. I am gonna have to talk about Pilk, at least mention Pilk. I don't know when I'm gonna talk about fridge tricks. I want to talk about fridge tricks, but I'm like, there's so much.
Maybe you can get that
Fish tricks, that too.
Posted that, am I red in a fridge?
I should talk about Rayami as well, but I might not have the time. This is for tomorrow. I love having, like...
You have to tell us how it goes.
Yeah, I shall. But yeah, I guess it is time for me to go back to work and responsibilities. So don't forget, I love you. Please tell me you heard me. Oh, I might mention that. I literally can't go into depth with any of the fics because, like I said, I have so much shit to talk about. Oh my god, shut up. Sorry, that was an ambulance. Sorry for telling you to shut up. Yeah, I love you. Please tell me you heard me is really good. Toss. Oh, Toss. I'm excited to read the new chapter of that as well. Anyway, I'm gonna head out now. Thank you for joining, Sky and Claire. This was fun.
Always.
Yeah. And thank you, YouTube. Let me end stream. And I'm gonna